I'll ask questions, you can answer them. Ask questions, I'll answer them. Hey, Sarah. Alright, so this is just a small detail, but it happens a lot with Zens. Just be more active, right? So if you know you're gonna like peek this, right? Like you want to time your 5 orbs so when you get there, right? So I know you want harmony, right? But do it fast, harmony fast, and then start charging a right click, right? Just start charging a right click as you get to this point. Then by this point you'll have 5 orb and you deliver it and you'll peek for a split second, right? Instead of having to wait for this, right? You just want to be like, that's kind of just a small optimization, but it does matter. Alright, do you know why you walked out here, by the way? Or, like, so we're gonna back out here, right? And then you come back out, right? Remember why you did that? Yeah, it just feels like, I mean, I don't know why I'm saying that. It's been like 30 seconds. But, generally speaking, when Zens, like, do this, it's because they, want to be more sure they'll hit their shots, because they're, like, either because, like, they feel like, they've already won the fight, right? And they just need to get kills now. Or is a situation where they have to kill someone, or right? So in this case, so like you got a Sig right here. You guys are pretty strong. If you just sit here, probably have pretty decent angles over. But there wasn't really a need for this, and you're kind of exposing yourself unnecessarily, right? Um, and I mean, I guess there's an Ash up here, but I mean, you can fight or you have a Mega, right? Um, yeah, there's just not a lot of need to just ram your face into them. Oh, that was too fast. Are you gonna die for it? Oh, you lived. Oh my.
I feel the warmth of the iris flowing through.
A double headshot.
See that which is unseen. Enemy is
Yeah, see, that was much better timing, because, like, you just come around the orb or corner when you have 5 orbs ready, right? Very efficient. Okay. So positioning-wise, I like how you're using this flank, but be really careful about cover, right? So Zen kind of just, as a support, right? You kind of just want to move from one cover to another, right? So you're pushing when you want to push this angle, right? You don't careful not to walk into the room. You kind of want to sit here and spam, right? Because there's functionally no difference between being here and being here unless you tend to go around the corner, right? And as Zen, you pretty much never do because they're all going to be on bridge or around this area. It's going to be dangerous, right? So even when you're chasing kills, you kind of just want to sit here at the farthest forward, right? Maybe lean out this way to get a better angle, but you never want to get that far from this corner, right? And second, when you want to push this side, right? Shoot here, and if you want to push it, right, you swing out, not in, right? So then that way you have this as cover, right? Or this as cover, or any of this like random like architecture, and that's kind of how you want to approach it. You don't want to get stuck here because this is like death, right? And then you end up stuck here. You had no cover, right? And eventually they just came around the corner and killed you, right? That said, don't be afraid to trans this. You just need to live, right? Like you pretty much have nothing to actually trans besides the Sigurd, right? And our team is generally a pretty spread comp, and we have BAP immo. So there's not a huge need for like trans, right? Trans isn't like super. Even if it's a button that just keeps you alive, it's still a reasonably good button. It doesn't have like a lot of team value. So if it'll save a teammate, if it'll save yourself, totally fine to use it. Yeah. The more important thing though, like play cover, right? Don't get stuck here. Just pretty miserable, right? Play like far away on high grounds, or play far away behind cover where you can spam them very easily, like just burn them. Or play like high grounds, right? Which let you flank, or just hard came right? Like, do you remember how you came out this way and you killed them, then you came out again and you killed them again? Like, imagine if you just came out over here, right? Um, like when they're trying to cross the bridge and you just like 5-orb somebody and killed them, right? This was really good flank, right? As well, like through here. Just remember that like you can't get stuck here, right? And you don't want to get stuck here either. Right? You want to play either more like wide in the open area, or if you're backing up from here, right? Drift in this direction so you can go flank, right? Alright, so the BAP will kill both your supports.
Adversity is it. My ultimate ability is ready.
High ground.
Let them up.
Oh, you trans a lot earlier? Oh, actually, no, we had it. Oh. That was deeply unfortunate.
Moira by your side. Hello. 60 seconds.
No one can hide from my sight.
Did I hit the record button? I hit it. Okay. Yeah. Just be careful. Again, you're moving one cover to another, right? And once you use the cover, that's what you use to keep peeking, right? You don't want to just stand here and feel safe. Like, you want to be here and like jiggle peeking. Or else like sometimes you'll just die. Right? Once you started regenerating your shields, you probably didn't want to take that mega, just because like your widow might need it later, and your widow doesn't have as much. Or game just falls off the map. So you're actually 5-orbing too much. So once you get in a situation that you like and you don't need to move, there's nothing going on anymore. It's just like a static battle. You just need to maximize your DPS, right? So instead of like walking out, so first of all, don't walk out, right? Get really careful about this unless you're trying to get a better angle, right? Just kind of want to stay here, and you just want to keep shooting, right? Jiggle peek, crush the shields, right? Just with damage output, and start applying damage to the front line as much as you can, right? And then once we force them back, then you go for a flank, right? And again, flank doesn't mean like go around this way. Like it just means like around the corner, peek around the corner, shoot anyone who's there, and then back up, right? Okay, so he swung out, and we are dead. Yeah, so the swinging out is an aggressive play, right? Because you're trying to get a better angle. But we were down 2 because someone died and then Gabe fell off the map, right? So we're down 2, so wide is probably not the play, as opposed to just staying here and applying damage, right? And if the bomb comes out, you just run it away. You're out, right? Yeah.
The cycle begins anew.
Ready for battle.
I forgot to turn. Alright.
Ready for battle.
Why did it say both teams are ready?
Move up here.
The lie.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
The greatest enemy is that which lies
Yeah. So, um, in accordance with the idea of like staying efficient and always doing something, right, and being ready to throw volleys, right? You just need to be constantly charging a volley, right? And that makes it a lot easier to time because if you have a volley half charge, you just need to peek, right? So in this case, right, we've been sitting here. Um, we don't know where the widow is, right? But we have a six shield, and we should feel reasonable picking about peeking for at least one volley, maybe two, right? At some point, right? Um, so like we should be charging a volley even if we're not going to use it, right? Even if we decide to melee and cancel, right? We should still charge a volley, and come out, right? Um, or not, or don't come out, right? But like the idea is like we still want to charge a volley, right? And that will increase our uptime overall. Right, because we look now we're charging a volley, dropping. Oh, mega risky. Okay, the better, but that was risky. Oh, you're owning. Almost. You're actually owning. Hope. Too much ult charge. Yeah, just be really careful at staring down an angle. Right. So they swapped already. Wow, you actually made her tilt swap immediately. But um, if you really just want to peek, right? So the way you peek against a widow is you walk out, right? You charge an orb, then you walk out, and as you're peeking, you crouch and you shoot, right? When Ben does his volley, I'm sure you know, like his head like kind of dips down when you crouch. It goes like super low. Hey dude. And crouch super low. It makes him miss your head usually by a lot. And then um, and then you have a better chance of winning the right. But you don't want to like hold an angle against a widow. You don't want to like slow peek it, right? You want to fast peek into crouch, right? Yeah, right, and then you hide. That's kind of how you want to approach it. So if you're still worried about widow, I don't know if we've been talking about widow still. Anyways, I don't know if like the team realized that they had a widow still, um, but just be careful just holding angle charging a rack. You don't die because of that. Again, stay active. I know you're looking at the high ground, but when you're looking at the high ground, right? So like when you're doing this, right, on what's going on here, just start charging right click, right? And if you decide they don't need help, right, then just peek at the right click, right? I thought this guy got banned. And this guy. um, Blocking the same. No, no, no. I'm talking about the uh bot. Become famous. Figure it out later. So be careful not leaving your cover, right? Like you don't want to be like suddenly you're surprised by a hog being like if he just walked out here, he'd actually be in hook range of you, right? It's like play more behind this, right? You want to get LOS, like maintain your distance, maintain your spacing. Um, yeah. Yeah. I see they drop by. Yeah. Got to bother you soon. Yeah. So just like swing out, right? Don't actually walk forward, right? Just swing out, shoot, right? Just change your angle that way. Don't by walking in and rely on cover, right? Yes, shoot the feet. Nice, I like this reposition. You heard the left, so you right. Oh my god. That was actually so unlucky. Wait, what the heck? Okay, hang on. All right. That's an unluckers.
Barrier in place. Ready for transcendence.
Helden sterben nicht. Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Okay, so this is like kind of like Widow play. That like Pika spot that you know is dangerous. You need to get out of there as soon as you can, right? So when you go for this peek on this right click, that's fine. But as soon as you shoot that right click, you need to be back around the corner, firing at this right, getting back to your team, or not maybe not pre-firing necessarily, but like you need to get away from here because like you look like just really far from your team. Team's busy doing stuff. And you're probably gonna die. So you cannot stick around here, right? You stick around for like 2 extra shots while swinging out still, right? So you're probably just gonna die here. Or the reaction's very slow, but you should die there, and yeah, you shouldn't like again just like understand that you're on a timer. As soon as you go for a flank, right, you shoot and you. Don't be afraid to trans that if you think you're gonna die. I know it looked like you might live there, so I understand it. But if you think you might die, don't be afraid to trans. Living is way more important. Again, you really don't have much to trans besides the ult.
What is that melody? Adversity is an opportunity for change. Let the dragon consume you.
No one can
Yeah, you're just like
hide
right clicking
from
too
my
much during
sight.
fights, and you're being too slow with your right clicks, like doing poke. So we got a lot of shots here, right? We're hitting shots, right? There's no pressure on us, none, right? No, but anyway, vaguely a hug, right? So maybe you're worried about hook, I don't know. But like generally speaking, you just keep shooting. Like you have trans if you're really worried about getting hooked, right?
No one can hide from my sight.
Later. I can't believe I missed that hook. Alright, so I like the aggression on bridge when we're winning, but be careful about playing this close normally, right? Default spot should be like back up here. Like so, like as soon as we win this fight, you just want to get up back up here, play with Gabe, right? You and Gabe should play these like high ground angles that make it super obnoxious. You can mix up your angle constantly, you get like random right clicks from like weird spots that they're not expecting. Some of you hang out over here, just get right clicked and be like, what the heck, right? Because they just expect you to be on the right or something because they showed you on the right earlier, right? Just keep moving around to make your angle up. Let your tanks like play these kind of like side angles, right? Like close to the cart, like something out. You and would want to be like much higher, and much further away. Because you really don't want to be outside the bridge, like it has no cover, like at all, right? It's terrible, right? So if Hitscan suddenly pops out here, right? I mean they're running Genji Tracer, same idea, right? If a Genji suddenly dashes out from up here with Blade, right? You do not want to be here. You want to be up here, right? Somewhere we can like cover, jump off things, right? They give you options. I don't know what he's doing. Like you're not getting any like benefit in terms of like damage from this, right? You're not getting a lot of shots, right? That you wouldn't be able to get from up here. In fact, it's in some degree worse because like there's this hill, right? In order to feel safe, and distance spacing wise, you're causing situations where your LOS isn't very. But whereas if you're up here, right, you would be safe spacing wise, and you'd have just better LOS. You'd see the tracer going under you, and you'd be able to help Gabe instead of just telling you to him. I mean, you did calm this though, I remember, which is good. But you should also just like be up there. Oh. Alright, so Foosh killed you. Is there turn to kill Foosh? Oh, you live here, yeah. So if you're gonna do that, just either wait for them to walk past you and go for a right click assassination, right? Solid cart. Or just wait there, and hide.
Overconfidence is a flimsy shield.
Helden sterben nicht.
Darkness falls.
Barrier's about to break.
Alright, not a ton you can do here. Except like you you're the aggressive support, right? When we're running Vicfat Zen, right? You want to find some angle that lets you shoot, right? If all you're doing is tossing around Harmony Orb, rather just play like Mercy. Better, right? So if you're just chilling here, tossing Harmony, this feels terrible, right? So either like swing out in this direction, right, with your Widow, right, and play the super long sight lines, right? Or follow your Hog flank, right? And like try and find angles this way. But if you can't do that, if you can't follow your Hog and flank, you need to take another angle that let you shoot. Because this angle is like for your BAP, right? This is not for you. Like you don't do anything with this. With the long angle, this adds additional backup to your Widow. So if a Tracer comes on you guys, right, you can, right? That's better than like your Widow just panicking or anything, right? Generally speaking, like we want to create concaves in that manner, right? So we swept the high ground. To, like find an angle where you can get stuck here.
Barrier's about to break.
Alright, watch this one.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Repetition is the path to mastery. Embrace tranquility.
Let them up. Barrier in place. Barrier no longer exists.
Again, if you look at the angle we're taking, right? Team is shooting like having like a a shootout over here, right? Behind cover here, and we can't shoot anything, right? We want to slide this way as soon as we can, right? And take long angles that we can spam very safely, away from the flankers, right? They can also watch all available flank paths, right? Tracer has to come in from here or here, and we can see both sides, right? That let us shoot, right? So we can contribute to the fight, right? Here is fine as well, right? Just mix it up, move between, right? About this way if we want. Take like a 5 orb on this side, right? And we just wanna move around. We're reviewing Zenyatta here.
There is disquiet.
Trans. Oh, and then we. I actually don't know your SR, Victor. I think you're plat? Anyways, so it's to summarize though. Core issues. You need to find angles that let you shoot. You're too Harmony a lot. I appreciate like that you're moving Harmony a lot, but if you're only gonna move the Harmony, right? Losing a lot on you're losing on Zen's damage potential, which is like his most salient aspect, right? Don't be afraid to transfer yourself, and like play cover, and use the cover when you're hitting too, and yeah. So I guess to summarize, summary. Play cover, play more conservative angles, and always try to find an angle that lets you shoot. That's about it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I'll stop the recording.